I'm John Rosen, this is Daryl Evans, and you're watching a SolarCity recap here on Kings Vision and LAKingsInsider.com. Daryl, you look at the past 6 games. The Kings have won 5 out of the 6, had won 5 in a row prior to the game in Colorado earlier this week. What they really have been relying upon, excellent Jonathan Quick goaltending, really strong play in keeping their puck out of their own net, and of course an offense that averaged over 3 goals a game while that team was on that streak.
When you look at that road trip, the Kings did a great job collectively as a group. 18 goals scored on the road trip and 13 different goal scorers. So anytime you get contribution from that throughout your lineup, it's a big boost. And a couple of additions into the lineup. Trevor Lewis got back. Dwight King playing for the first time in a season, so that was a great boost offensively and allowed the Kings to have some balance in their scoring. And putting Michael Mersch down on that 4th unit with Andrioff and Nolan, give them some balance and more attack time. And the Kings were more of an attack team than entire road trip.
You also look, Jeff Carter didn't play on that road trip. He played a total of 48 seconds in that game against Arizona. The Kings, again, as you said, relying on that depth. Dwight King coming in, scoring a couple of big goals for this Kings team. But when this team is without Jeff Carter, how does this team kind of balance out that scoring, and how have they played without him?
Well, they did a fine job on the road trip. The results, speak volumes of it. It's tough. You can never replace a guy like Jeff Carter. First of all, the speed that he brings to your team, the situation that he plays in. He plays on power play, penalty kill, first and last minutes, important face-offs in the defensive zone. So he's a tough guy to replace. Nick Shore got an opportunity, and here's something that earlier in his career when he was in Manchester and going back to his college days, he played in a role like that where he was contributing offensively. So not that he's been lighting it up offensively, but a chance for him to be able to move the puck around and playing with Tanner Pearson and Marian Gaborik for the most part. That line has been pretty good as well. They created a couple of opportunities. They scored some goals on that road trip, so a great chance for him to kind of expand his game.
Team did not practice on Tuesday. It'll be seen on Wednesday whether he's going to be available for the Thursday night game against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Might be seen, though, that the game on Saturday against the St. Louis Blues might be a better bet for Jeff Carter's return. Overall, with this Kings team right now, a homestand coming up. This is a team that really doesn't leave either the Pacific or the Mountain time zone up until they go on their Grammy trip, which will start out in early February in Boston. This stretch of home games coming up, Daryl, what are you looking for this team to go out there and establish?
Well, first of all, it's a chance for them to be able to recharge the battery. You get a chance to get rested up as, you look at coming out of Denver, and you get a chance to get a day off. But it's not even from a physical standpoint, but just as much mentally, and to get a chance to spend some time with their family. But I look for the Kings to, really assert themselves on this homestand. A chance for them to get some quality practice time in when you're traveling on the road and played as many games with as much travel as the Kings have had. You haven't had that quality time, so a chance for the coaches to be able to work on some individual skills with the players, and then bring in the team things, the breakouts, the forecheck, power play, penalty kill. Even though some of those numbers have been really good for the Kings, it's just a chance to kind of get back and kind of reset, and it's an opportunity for them for what they accomplished on the road. And especially when you look at the last stretch of games, 16 of their last 22 on the road. They've got an outstanding road record. Now they need to take that, put it into place in their homestand, and make the Staples Center a tough place to play in.
Want to talk about that road record in just a little bit right now. Homestand coming up, some big rivalry games, of course, too. You look at the St. Louis Blues coming in on Saturday. That's always a big physical game between two heavy teams. Also, of course, the Dallas Stars coming into town, and that's going to be the Kings fans' first look at the team that's leading the Western Conference this season. But as you mentioned, the Kings have been a very strong road team this season. What is it about this team's play that traditionally you didn't always see it at times last year, but generally, since this team has really risen up in its stature in the National Hockey League, has made this team such a strong road team?
Well, simplifying things on the road. Your best players have to be your best players, and they have been. starting between the pipes with Jonathan Quick, he has been outstanding in goal. Drew Doughty, we look at the amount of ice time that he has played to this point of the season. He's been great back there. Andrei Kopitar, maybe a little bit of a slow start the first couple of games, but those were the games on home ice. So by the time the Kings got to the road, Kopitar took his game to a different level, basically averaging a point a game over the last 20 games. So I think the depth now, they're getting contributions from everybody. At the beginning of the season, there were some new players being inserted to different roles, and I think now they've had a chance to be able to work with each other, and everybody understands their role, and collectively they've come together nicely as a group.
Andrei Kopitar taking a career-long 7-game assist streak into the game this coming Thursday against the Toronto Maple Leafs. You talk about players absorbing different roles. That's really true in the team's defense this season. Among this team's defensive core, who for you has been standing out as of late?
Well, I think Alec Martinez and Jake Muzzin, that pair in particular, both individuals have done a great job. Jake Muzzin has controlled the gap in the defensive zone. He's taken away time and space, utilizing that reach. Alec Martinez, I give him a lot of credit. He's a guy who's playing on his offside for the most part. He's playing against the other team's top-end players, and he's utilizing his skating ability, his hockey sense to be able to defend. And he's a player that in some games has led the team on the power play and on penalty kill ice time. So I think that pairing has been great. I think the chemistry that they've developed between each other makes them a threat defensively, and then in the counterattack and the transition going back the other way, they're not afraid to jump up and join the attack. So they're great to have on the ice as much as you can get them out there.
Kings on this homestand looking to solidify their lead atop the Pacific Division. Lots of great stuff here. This is Daryl Evans. I'm John Rosen. This is a SolarCity recap and homestand preview. Thanks again for watching Kings Vision.